Okay, so we're in chapter 5.4 and we're talking about decimals. Okay, decimals. So, um, in the book that we're using in class, we're on page 305, okay? And if you're looking at the book at this moment, and hopefully you are, or this video won't be as useful to you as it could be. Anyway, if you're looking at the table, you'll see that you have a table of elements for your body, okay? Anyhow, and you can see that oxygen is 97.5 and 27.0 for carbon, and hydrogen is 15, and this is all in pounds. So the nitrogen would be 4.5 pounds, and so forth, okay? And basically what we have here with decimals, to the left of the point, that would be a whole number, okay? That would be an integer, okay? And then the number to the right of the decimal, that would be a part of a whole, okay? A portion of a whole. It's like a fraction, okay? So when you see that 97.5 for oxygen, that's basically the same thing as a mixed number when you're using fractions, okay? So let's talk about the decimal places. And let's talk about the decimal places and how they relate to the whole numbers, which are to the left. All right, the integers. So, for example, if we're looking at 97.5, all right, let's write that down. So if we're looking at 97.5, okay, that's for oxygen. We discussed in earlier videos and earlier chapters as well that this 7 right here, this is in the ones place, okay? So this is in the ones place, okay? Ones, all right. And this 9 is in the tens place, okay? And then after this, okay, after this decimal, this 5 would be in the 10th. Oops. 10th place, okay, or the 10th place. All right, and so you're going to need to remember this, because when you're reading, if you're reading this properly, you wouldn't say 97.5. Well, you could say 97.5, but another way of saying 97.5 would be 97 and 5/10, okay? So anyhow, and then if you had, for example, let's say you had 97.5648, okay? All right. Each number to the right of this decimal point is going to be a power of 10. So this is tenths. So tenths again. And this is hundreds. All right, let's put hundreds, okay, abbreviate that. And this is thousands, okay. Thousands, okay. And then this would be 10,000s. All right, it's not very nice, but you get what I'm saying here. 10,000s, okay. And the next decimal would be 100,000s. All right, all powers of 10. All right, basically 10 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 again is 1,000, times 10 again is 10,000, and then if you do 10,000 times 10, that would be 100,000, and so forth and so forth. The way this is interpreted is this is the tenths unit, this is the hundredths unit, this is the thousandths unit, and this is the 10,000ths unit. Okay. All right. So let's see this in action. Let's see some more examples of this, and see if we can't get our mind wrapped around this. Okay. So let's move this. All right, up and out of the way. Okay, so let's use a different color, and let's say that we have, for example, on page 305, it talks about 1 over 10, okay? Like that, okay? And then later on it talks about 1 over 100, all right? All right, so what this is saying is, this is saying that you're going to have a 1, all right? And you are going to have it a decimal here, and you're going to move that decimal back 1. So 1/10 is written as 0.1, and then you have a 0 in front, okay? So the way I do it is, when I am trying to figure out where to put this decimal, I look at how many zeros there are, right, next to the 1, okay? So there's 1 0, so I move it back 1. Well, here's this one. Put a 1 there. There's a decimal here. I have 2 zeros, so I put it back 1 and 2. Put the decimal there, and then fill in this empty spot. And then put a 0 on the left side of this decimal. So it is 0.01, and that is true because there's 2 zeros here, and there's 2 numbers here. So basically you have to have the same amount of numbers to the right of this decimal as there are zeros in the number underneath, or underneath the numerator. So you have the numerator, and then you have the denominator. If this is 100, then there's going to be, you're going to have to go 2 decimals behind the whole number, or the integer, and then you're going to put a 0 in there. All right. So let's keep practicing this. So understand this concept. Say we have 1 over 1,000. Okay. Well, we start with the 1, and the book tells you a little differently than what I'm telling you. The book says move the decimal. All right. Move this 1. Move this 1. So many points to the right. What it says here is that you move the decimal place to the right, okay, based off of how many zeros it is, okay. So basically they're saying that 1's here, and you're going to move that 1, and there's a decimal here, okay, and you're going to move that 1 to the right of that. There's 1, and there's 2, and there's 3, all right. And then they're saying, okay, put the 1 there now, and then fill it in with zeros, all right? And then you just erase this 1. All right, you could do it that way as well. I don't think that is as intuitive as my way. My way, again, is to take the 1, put the decimal here, and then move that decimal. Instead of moving the number, move the decimal back 3. And I'm moving it 3, right? So that was 1, 2, and 3. Put the decimal there, and then fill in this with 0. And then I'm moving it 3 because there's 3 zeros underneath this 1. 3 zeros to, it's 1,000. 1,000 has 3 zeros, so I move the decimal 3 places to the left. Instead of moving the number to the right, I move the decimal to the left. I leave the number where it's at and move the decimal to the left, okay? So let's try one more. Let's say we have 1 over 100,000. Okay. Let's see here. There we go, 100,000. So how many zeros are in the number 100,000? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I was going to convert that to a decimal, I'd put a 1 there. And then I need to remember that there's this decimal here. And that decimal is always there. We just normally don't write it, okay? Anyway, we move that decimal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put that decimal there. Then we fill these areas in with zeros, like so. So you're thinking, okay, well, but that's 5 zeros and there's 4 zeros here. Well, there is 4 zeros here, but there's 5 numbers to the right of this decimal place. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Not 5 zeros, but there's 5 numbers, and that's what matters. It matters that you moved this decimal back 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the decimal place. And then afterwards, it matters that you have 5 numbers to the right of the decimal place. Them into the decimal right here. So again, 5 numbers to the right, not to the left, but to the right. Okay? So that's a key thing to understand, in my opinion. You can do it either the book's way, which is move the number like we did up here to the right, okay? Don't move the decimal, but move the number to the right, and then afterwards, rewrite the number or erase the 1, okay? You could do that. But I think, again, it's, I don't know, more intuitive to just move the decimal place. Leave the number there and move the decimal place. 1, 2, 3, or in this case, we move the decimal place back 1. In this case, we move the decimal place back 2. 1, 2. Okay? All right. We're going to stop there. That's just to help you get an understanding of how to move the decimal and or how to write a fraction such as this in decimal form. And after this, we're going to start another video and we're going to do problem 1, and then we'll move forward to problem 2 and 3. Okay? All right.